the man who swapped dozens of identities to hide his poverty. He lived the life of an infamous con artist. He didn't steal or defraud. He just pretended to be someone else. He conducted surgeries, ran a prison, taught college, and more. He excelled in each of his roles. As a surgeon, he successfully amputated a man's leg, but a teaching job landed him in prison. Ferdinand Demara was the greatest American imposter, but what was his motive? He was born in Lawrence, Massachusetts, in 1921. He was known simply as Fred. He had well-off parents, but the Great Depression left them impoverished. Demara left school without any qualifications. He always craved a high social status, yet he lacked the patience to earn it. Thus began his life of deceit. At 16, Demara ran away from home. He joined a silent order of Trappist monks in Rhode Island. The monks tried to reassure his parents.
He will be home in several weeks.
He ended up staying with the monks for 2 years. They ultimately kicked him out. Demara attempted to join other orders, but he failed to follow the rules. Then he stole money and a car from his home. In 1941, 19-year-old Demara joined the U.S. Army. He loathed military life, so he stole a friend's identity and went AWOL. Demara joined the U.S. Navy instead. He trained as a hospital corpsman in Virginia, but once again, he went AWOL. He also faked his own death. In 1942, Demara took on the identity of Robert Lyndon French. As Dr. French, he landed a job as a college professor. He taught courses until the end of the war. He was later caught and prosecuted for desertion. Demara served 18 months of his 6-year sentence. After his release, he fell back into his old ways. He created yet another fake identity, Cecil Hammond. He enrolled into Northeastern University, but studying law proved to be too much effort. Demara simply awarded himself a PhD. In 1950, he started teaching at a Christian college. There, he met a Canadian named Dr. Joseph Cyr. Demara volunteered to help Dr. Cyr with some paperwork. Then he used his documents to impersonate him. He joined the Canadian Navy as an officer. He worked as a surgeon aboard HMCS Cayuga. During the Korean War, he entrusted a petty officer with handling all injuries. But one time, he treated 3 Korean refugees himself. Demara mainly relied on textbooks. He successfully amputated a man's leg. The story was soon reported in the press. The truth got out, and Demara was deported. In 1952, he sold his story to Life magazine. After this, Demara worked various short-term jobs under his real name. But life as the Great Impostor had taken its toll. Demara struggled with weight gain and alcoholism. In 1955, he took on a new identity. He got a job as a prison guard, but was exposed again. Demara attempted to rebuild his life. He appeared on You Bet Your Life. He had a cameo in the horror film, The Hypnotic Eye, but he could never escape his past infamy. Eventually, Demara returned to the church. He was ordained under his real name. Later in life, he had his legs amputated due to diabetes. The Great Impostor died of heart failure in 1982.